Hello and a very warm welcome to the Sparkling Autos YouTube channel. In this week's video, I'm cleaning this filthy Honda engine bay, possibly for the first time in its 109,000 mile history. So sit back, relax and enjoy the satisfying turnaround. The product of choice today then, which I'm making up in the ANTI-KINK spray bottle with 900ml of water to 100ml of product, is a firm favourite of mine, arguably one of the most versatile products on the market, and that's Garage Therapy's Zero Decon Shampoo. This is a product which can be used as a pre-wash, a shampoo, a wheel and tyre cleaner, or even to help revive ceramic coatings as part of a decontamination wash. But today I'm going to use it for exactly the same purpose that I used a Garage Therapy product for the first time on my channel almost 3 years ago, and that's to clean the engine bay. Now the first thing to note with this process is to not be afraid to use plenty of product, and the second thing to note is to make sure you've attached the trigger correctly. When I said use plenty of product, that's not exactly what I had in mind, but we're fine, no harm done, at least I didn't drop it on the paintwork. The only real issue is that I've just wasted about 100ml of solution. So, time to tighten the trigger on, properly this time, and go again. Take two. Now what I'm doing here first is basically a pre-wash, so I'm just going to leave the solution on for a few minutes before rinsing it off with the garden hose. Now you may well ask why I'm pre-washing the engine first, as obviously I'm not trying to avoid swirl marks on the airbox. Well, the simple answer is, doing it this way will still remove most of the dirt before I, quite literally, get my hands dirty. Had I not spilled the product, I would have used less than 50ml solution at this stage, so essentially no more than 5ml of product. I'm under no time pressure here, so if doing it this way means less effort on my part, then why not? And blonde moment number 2, don't forget to cover any exposed air intakes before spraying water in your engine bay. But don't worry, I'll fix that in just a moment. There we go, that's more like it. Well, easier said than done apparently. So that's step 1 complete, and obviously that's a massive improvement. In fact, if you were just wanting to spruce the car up for resale, or even just clean it up to make your mechanic's life a bit easier, this would be more than good enough. But on this channel, good enough isn't really something I aim for. I want it to be sparkling clean, and this is still far from that. There's still quite a few marks and a lot of oily residue, so I think we need to go to the next stage and introduce some contact cleaning. Out again then with another liberal application of the Garage Therapy Decon Shampoo solution. And this time using an old detailing brush to work the product in and break up some of the more stubborn dirt and oils. Now you can use high quality brushes for this job if you prefer, but really I don't see any logical reason why you would. I use a mixture of old, worn out brushes or just cheaper ones I buy on Amazon. But of course, as always, if you're interested, I'll leave links in the description for all products and accessories used in this video. Hopefully you can see from these images just why I enjoy using this product so much. Even at a 10% dilution, it produces what I think is the perfect amount of foam, which in turn provides so much working time. This means you don't have to rush jobs like this, and you can spend the time cleaning in and around all the intricate areas and components under the bonnet. Add to that the incredible cleaning power, which is as evident on this unwashed 100,000 mile diesel engine as it is anywhere else, and you can see just why this product put the Garage Therapy brand on the map from day one. When they first launched it in April 2019, along with the first versions of their car and wheel shampoos, many people said this was a game changer, and if I was put on the spot and asked to name my favourite GT product, this one would certainly be instantly shortlisted at the very least. Perhaps there's a reason the ANTI-KINK shampoo, unlike the brand's other top products, has never had an updated version. Like the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Unlike this bracket for keeping the battery in place, that I do need to fix. Of course, now that I've said all this, they're probably going to release ANTI-KINK shampoo version 2 within the next few weeks. At this stage, a lot of you who do regularly clean your engine bays are probably wondering why I haven't cleaned the underside of the bonnet before the bay itself. Well, keep watching and I'll explain, but first of all, it's time to rinse the engine down. Moving on to the underside of the bonnet, and once again being liberal with the application of the product. Very liberal, in fact. Not really much for me to talk about at this part of the process, just continuing to agitate the product with an old brush. It's as simple as that. So as I mentioned in part 1, normally I would do the underside of the bonnet first, rather than clean the engine bay only to have all the dirty water from here land on top of it. But to explain why, it's simply a matter of recording the process on camera. If I'd done it the normal way, then when it came to showing you the engine bay cleaning, there'd be a patchwork quilt of wet patches, dirty patches, or cleaner and drier patches. Under normal circumstances, it wouldn't matter one bit, but of course I take my video editing very seriously, to the point where I give myself twice as much work to do, just for you. So I think at the very least, that warrants a thumbs up. But back to the serious stuff, and once again this just demonstrates the incredible cleaning power of this ANTI-KINK shampoo. 6 years and over 100,000 miles worth of oily residue gone with a stroke of a brush. Time now for a final rinse down to show just how well that blue paint has been brought back to life, even under here. Of course, it's always important to remove as much of that dripping water as possible before drying off the rest of the engine bay. Can't forget to remove that high-tech cover from the air intake. And that just leaves one more important job before tackling the rest of the car. And here we are. So I mentioned earlier that if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Well, at the same time I discovered the battery retaining bracket was loose, and I just couldn't ignore it. Initially I thought it would be a simple matter of tightening the bolts, but as always, nothing simple. It turns out the two hook bolts are different lengths, and of course they've been swapped around at some point and just left as they were. But a few seconds and some choice swear words later, everything was as it should be, nice and tight. And there we are, a nice, clean, presentable engine bay. Now just to sort the actual car out. So make sure you're subscribed and you have the notifications turned on, as you won't want to miss this one. As always, if you've made it this far, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Take care.